All right, Kayla, whenever you're ready to go.
Good afternoon and welcome to Radio Row Super Bowl 57. I'm Kayla Brett. I'm here with Roy Kessel, Sports Philanthropy Network, here with Lonnie and Melanie Young. Lonnie, you have a nice NFL career. Tell us about your NFL career first.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for having me and my wife Melanie on. Uh, my career was a great experience. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it the same way. I was drafted out of Michigan State by the then St. Louis Cardinals, and we moved to Phoenix in 1988. So I was here for another 3 years in Phoenix before I was traded to the New York Jets, where I had a great defensive back coach and defensive coordinator and Pete Carroll. That was just an amazing experience in New York. Then I spent a year with the Super Bowl 1994 Super Bowl Chargers team where we lost to the San Francisco 49ers and what appeared to be a blowout. And then I went back to New York for a couple more years. This is a great experience. I loved every bit of it. Yes, I'm happy to have her with me.
Mhm.
Welcome, Melanie.
Hi, thanks for having me. Sure. I'm a pharmacist and I work in the pharmaceutical industry. So I work for a small biotech company that's located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. But I've spent time working in the retail segment many years ago, as well as in the hospital. I've worked on the health insurance side for a regional health plan, but I've been on the pharmaceutical industry side working primarily in health economics and outcomes research for about the last 12 years or so. Really working specifically in brain health disorders primarily. So depression and other mental illnesses.
Well, Melanie, don't be shy. Tell them about the drug that you guys have been working on.
Well, we have an exciting new drug that we've just submitted to the FDA that's been accepted for review. So looking forward to that in terms of its ability to treat people with brain health disorders.
Well, we'd love to hear
So,
more about
first of
those
all,
health disorders. I know that when you look at NFL players among several of the other sports, right? The
Mhm.
issues of brain health and the concussions and all of the impacts that they've suffered throughout their career. Talk a little bit about how you see that drug interacting and helping support those athletes after they're done with their careers or possibly even while they're still playing.
Well, the one thing that we know is that there's a huge unmet need in terms of treatment of depression. Patients really cycle through multiple different treatments. And we know, one of the things that can happen with multiple concussions is, a depressive episode or multiple depressive episodes. And there's a huge unmet need for those patients. There's a trial and error approach. Tolerability is a huge issue, as well as the time it takes for medications to reach their point of being efficacious. And so there's a huge unmet need, a lot of switches and discontinuations, a lot of frustrations. And for someone who's navigating other issues related to concussions, that can be very, very challenging. So I guess the bottom line is there's a huge unmet need and more innovation is needed in the space to come up with new and innovative therapies and ways to treat patients more effectively.
well, I just want to say I'm so grateful for both of you and for the work that you're doing together, right? Because that's a power couple right there. Um, I want to go back just a second to what we did on Monday. And Lonnie, I want to say thank you. That was an amazing financial literacy event for over 500 students at a Title I school where 98% of those kids qualified for reduced or free breakfast and lunch. You played a big part of that, Lonnie. I know that you and Melanie have a commitment to the community. You really participate with Blessings in a Backpack. You are givers and doers, and you walk the walk that people talk, right? Tell us a little bit about Blessings in a Backpack and where that came from for your heart.
Well, initially when I got involved through Blessings in the Backpack through Melanie. It's been an organization that she has been working
Mhm.
with closely for many years, and she actually exposed me to Blessings in the Backpack. And since our union, we have
Mhm.
been committed to that program from the start.
And actually, Kayla, it started because my brother and his wife were public school teachers in Washington, D.C., and saw a huge, need there for kids that had food insecurity. And so that was really what prompted it. And there are 13 million kids in this country that have food insecurity on a daily basis. So they're not sure where their next meal is going to come from. Blessings in a Backpack is currently in 44 states plus Washington, D.C. And what they do is it's food in a backpack. So kids have their most reliable meals of the day at school for breakfast and lunch, but they go home in the evening or they go home over weekends and they don't know where their meal is going to come from. And so Blessings in a Backpack packages food for them to take home for the weekend or for the evening so that they have a reliable food source outside of school hours. It's a great organization, blessingsinAbackpack.org.
Yeah, and
And I think that's
I think it's really terrific because I know my daughter raised money for Blessings in a Backpack through her sorority in college.
Hmm.
That was their charity of choice that they did
Hmm.
for one of the years through SDT at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and it was really great to learn more about the organization
Hmm.
because we look around, and one of the things Kayla and I talk about is that we're so fortunate we get to meet great people doing incredible work in so many different ways all over the country and around the world. And we're continually amazed that there's more and more organizations, as much as we've been doing this, that we still don't know enough about and would still like to learn more about. And so having that opportunity to experience the work that Blessings in
Hmm.
the Backpack does directly, that was
Hmm.
very meaningful.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it brought me back honestly to where we were on Monday. And Dr. Perkins, NFL alumni, vice principal of that Towson Union High School, said to me over and over and over, Kayla, can you pull through with a food sponsor? Can you help me get these kids fed? Because they're going to miss their lunch hour. They're going to miss their
Hmm.
free lunch to participate in a financial literacy event. I don't want them to choose between seeing athletes and eating lunch. So
Hmm.
I have to take out this minute to just shout out Little Caesars who came in,
Hmm.
helped us out with 120 pizzas. And what was so cool to me, Lonnie, you're out there feeding kids pizza and signing autographs. Like it's like, here you go, here you go. And we 120 pizzas went out in less than like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, those pizza boxes were empty in no time flat. It was great.
Kids need lunch. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Kids need lunch.
Kids
and
need lunch.
and more than that, I think we really need to take a minute to shout out those students. I believe culture comes from the top and it trickles down. So I'm going to give Dr. Perkins all of the
Hmm.
credit for the way he's running that school.
Hmm.
But let's talk about the students, Lonnie. Some of the most respectful young people you've met.
Those students were great. I didn't really recognize them because I'd never seen students do so well and conduct themselves so well. I mean, truly says a lot for what Ray and the staff members at that school, the job they've done. They were outstanding and they were very knowledgeable and very engaging, and they asked a lot of good questions.
And more than that, to me, that's all about bias, right? Because we're going to talk about Title One students and we're going to assume they're hooligans. We hear it all the time in society. This flipped the switch on the stereotypes of underserved students in urban communities.
Hmm.
That's what I love. Stop putting types and labels on kids until you get to know them and you see them and you speak
Hmm.
to them.
I couldn't agree more.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Say that again. I love to hear I agree with you.
I'm conditioned. I'm always telling my wife that.
I was going to say, I hope he doesn't think that was coming from me. So,
Okay, so guys, I'm so with the banter, I'm going to take it in a different direction. Power couples. Power couples. Lonnie, everywhere you go, you're shouting out Melanie. You're saying my better half, I'm blessed. My biggest blessing is my wife. Can we
aw.
Rashad Jennings was just on. We were talking about after the I do, the forum for married men to engage in a commitment to a union, to a promise. Lonnie, take just a moment. I know you said it to me a million times. I know that that's so clear. Let's talk to all the married men out there.
The union that we share together it's just been amazing for me. Um, Melanie has truly enhanced my daily life experience, and to me, that means the world to me. Uh, I was very fortunate prior to
Hmm.
meeting Melanie, but collectively, I'm better, and I think she would say that. I hope that she would say that she's better by working together.
Hmm.
The power of two and staying together and fighting through all the highs and lows and
Hmm.
challenges and adversity that comes through daily life experiences. I certainly am blessed to have her by my side, and I miss her when she's not there.
Hmm. Yeah,
I love
we're
that.
probably a little unusual in that we do everything together, you know. So unless I'm traveling for work or going to get my nails done, I mean, we're together all the time. And sometimes we laugh about it and go, you know, we do pretty well for how often we're together. So we don't take a lot of breaks from each other, and it works well for us. But yeah, he's a true partner. Like I said, we do everything together. We go to the grocery store together. So it's been a fun ride. I was actually just telling someone earlier today when he asked how we met. We met in a wine bar in Indianapolis, and then we were there a couple years later for a friend's wedding, and we sat down in the wine bar and said to the bartender, "We met here," and he said, "I watched you two meet." He saw us meet each other for the first time, and so it was kind of a cool story. Yeah.
That's pretty great. That's a
Hmm.
pretty cool
That
story.
is amazing. I'm going to let Roy close us out. Before I
Hmm.
do, I just got to give this shout out to all the locals. Melanie, I've been on the road since January 24th. My nails are starting to grow out. Where where should I go locally?
Oh my goodness. You got to come out to my place out by the stadium. Get you set up. It's probably too far out of your way.
I love it. Roy, take us out.
All right. Lonnie, Melanie, thank you so much for coming. One of the things Kill and I talk about, again, is how lucky we are to interact with amazing people and amazing couples. And in so many cases, somebody's played professional sports, they get a lot of attention, they get a lot of accolades. But in many of those instances, when we meet the spouses, they are equally accomplished, if not more accomplished in many respects. And so we love having both of you on. We appreciate you taking time out of your days. We know it's a hectic schedule down here at
Mhm.
Radio Row. On behalf of Caleb Bradham, I'm Roy Kessel, Sports Philanthropy Network live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 57. To all our viewers and listeners, please remember to live generously.